And once again, there it is, right in front of us. Lionel Tecoju, of course, in the starting lineup here for UP, 6'5". We have Romero, Sablan, Batad, and we did mention about Francis Abarcar at the start of our coverage. And in the meantime, John Montemayor, Razon, Pascual Pineda, and Cedric Labing Isa will be starting here for Marikina Wangs.
But I see who you're talking about. A very tall, 6'7", lanky guy.
Yeah.
Lanky player, a player of Quezon City, of UP Quezon City.
Well, it will be Razon jumping at center against Tecoju. And we are underway here in our first quarter. Pascual triggers it over to Labing Isa. And he has it picked. And what we're going to see a lot from UP, we expect to see a lot, is their very, very pesky defense. As Montemayor will miss inside, and that is last touched. Razon and Montemayor still have to know each other because they contested the rebound.
But that's always a good thing, Noel. You're really trying to get that board. And again, we mentioned these two bigs of Wangs, no? So talagang they will be trying to get all of the rebounds in this ball game.
In the meantime, UP turning that one over. Here's Sam Razon getting the baseline over Tecoju, and Tecoju bothering that long enough. Into the front court now for the University of the Philippines, Quezon City. Tecoju lost the ball. Batad a little too fast.
Violations. I think there was a traveling prior to that. Came down on the floor, stepped on the end line, and there he is, right there, Mr. Pochwinho.
Always smiling. Even when he's giving you an elbow to the chest, right? Some of the players, of course, that you went up against. But some of the players that you went up against are actually now coaching in this league, as we have another violation, stepping on the end line called against Batad. Of course, on the other side, Rino Magsalin, one of the assistant coaches here for Pablo Lucas of the Wangs Ball Club of Marikina.
Ulysses Tanig. That's him.
And Buboy Tanig, yes.
Buboy Tanig, yes.
Out of San Sebastian.
Yes.
These are the stars during the time of Mr. Escobar. And that is another miss. We still have no score in this one with 8:45 remaining as Pascual taps that one away.
Very, very young UP squad here that we're seeing, Noel.
You can see there's Pablo Lucas. Of course, Coach Pepe is right there.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most legendary coaches, was one of your coaches before.
Pepe Sanchez, that's correct.
And Francis Abarcar making his presence felt. Here you go, the 21-year-old out of San Beda. So the first basket of the game belonged to the Maroons. Pascual tries to get it back, but will get to the free throw line.
Point guard for Wangs. Labing Isa is his family name. It's just like a very shifty point guard, but on the free throw line is Pascual.
So Jay Pascual, who did see action in the FBA last conference as a member of the Numero Uno Antipolo squad. Gets to the free throw line and knocks it down. In fact, the bulk of this Wangs Ball Club played for Antipolo. Now they have migrated over to Marikina. And of course, we all know that Mr. Alex Wang, a businessman, is just very passionate about basketball. That's why he's put this team together, and this team has been together for quite a while. In the meantime, a good steal by Pineda as Pascual able to get the layup. So it is 4-2,
press, no? Forcing a turnover over the young UP squad.
Pineda touched it last.
Has to be some adjustment very early on because it seems like this Wangs squad will go full court for a long time.
And they have the manpower to do that. They have a very, very deep bench. The runner will draw a foul, so that will be Sabian getting to the free throw line.
It's like a very, very young boy, the one on the free throw line.
Yeah.
Looks like it's not even 20
19,
years old.
he's 19 years old, you're right.
There he is, right there.
So this is Raymart Angelo Sabian, or Sablan rather, one of the up-and-coming players.
Yes, future superstars.
Well, let's see. He's a lefty and he's big, huh?
Very nice stroke.
So Sablan able to split the free throws. With under 8 minutes remaining here in our first quarter. Cedric Labing Isa over to John Montemayor. Wangs tries to go backdoor. Pascual underneath. That's a little too deep for him. Tecoju tapping it over. And into the front court now. UP. Jumper. That one is a miss. Coming here from Paulo Romero.
Well, let's see if this UP squad will be able to hang with this Wangs team.
Razon tries to power his way inside.
Look at all these offensive rebounds by these big guys of Wangs, Parker.
Well,
But unable to convert, but ball will stay with the Wangs on the Wangs side.
well, you know what? For John Montemayor, you're right. He's about 6'5". Razon is about the same size, but they are very wide-bodied,
Malalapad,
big.
yes.
Pass blows up for
Another
Pineda.
one, there's another one on that bench. His name is Jet Rivas,
Yes.
also around the size of Sam Razon.
Jet Rivas, of course, a late addition to this team. In the meantime, here's Abarcar. Sablan tries to get the baseline against a smaller Pascual. Gets the reverse layup. And if he's going to be that feisty inside, you know, this kid could have a future on the squad.
We saw that he could put the ball on the floor. Talking about Sablan, attacking baseline, trying to get a reverse layup, and he gets fouled. Nice size.
About 6'4".
Yes.
19-year-old, but again, he's struggling from the line. He's 1 of 3 here to begin the game.
It looks like a legitimate left-handed stroke naman. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice stroke, left-handed
It sort
stroke.
of reminds you of
Sablan.
a very young version of Wang Jiji, actually.
Wow.
Right? So we're tied at 4. Labing Isa wants to speed things up at every opportunity. Open on the baseline. Pineda gets it out. Montemayor, jumper from the elbow. That one is short. And a rebound picked up once again by the Maroons. Abarcar not shy about taking this one. Francis will miss, though, on the rebound to Sam Razon.
Okay, if you see only one shot for UP every time, no? Making sure of the defensive rebounds are the big guys of Wangs.
They move it around to Jay Pascual. Tries to penetrate. Tries to dish it off, but a foul first will be called against Sablan.
Well, what Razon is doing underneath the basket, that's what they should do. No? They can bully themselves under the basket because of their size and width, their height and width, Razon and Montemayor. So maybe for now they should forget this little 14, 15 footers, not those two big guys, because they can really play underneath the basket against this tinier UP squad.
How about John Ragasa, who just checked in, immediately getting the ball and getting to the free throw line. So Ragasa also played here last season for Antipolo. Was actually the starting point guard for that squad. And has found a home here at the Wangs Marikina squad. So John Ragasa is actually quite a dead shot from the outside. Making good on the first. You can see some of the fans here. I believe these are the family members of some of the players. As Ragasa is good on two.
Very, very interesting our venues for the FBA. No, we are here in Malolos, no?
Right. And of course, Pampanga does have two home venues. Here is Pascual now on the drive, on the fast break. Good defense that time for the Maroons.
See the importance of trying to lay the ball in with your left hand.
Right. Oh, Abarcar going all the way.
Not a lot of size, no? Pero ang tapang, just attacking that basket against the big guys of Wangs.
How about this move coming from the youngster, Francis Abarcar? He doesn't care how much size he's giving up. He's just taking it strong.
And John Montemayor was right there to challenge that layup, you know?
So we are now tied at 6. A low-scoring first period for both squads as we invite everybody to follow us on Twitter, FBA Connect, for all the latest from the only regional grassroots amateur basketball league in the Philippines, the Filsports Basketball Association. My name is Noel Zarate, alongside the Jolly Red Giant himself, Jolly Escobar. Here's John Ragasa.
For those who are not able to see us, we are in red.
And you are Jolly,
red.
and you are 6'4", so you are a giant. Abarcar floats in the air and gets it to go. So we talked about Abarcar at the top of the coverage, and he is making his presence felt big time as the Maroons have now picked up the lead.
It's actually back-to-back hits from Abarcar, no? That play that nice layup earlier, and another one to actually give them the lead. They're shooting terribly, actually. One out of Marikina is very, very low on their field goals. But this Wangs team, ang taas.
Right. Full court press now being shown as some subs have come in now for UP. Here's a drive, Coquilla. New player on the floor. Coquilla cannot get the follow-up. Here's another big guy. He's about 6'3". least a small forward position. How about that? Six, 8, or 8-6 rather.
Wangs amateur teams have been around for quite some time. No?
Yeah.
Always, Mr. Wang always has basketball teams.
Ragasa from the outside, and Razon is called for the push-off. So Razon a little frustrated that he can't get the rebound. Lionel Tegoju, 6'5", doesn't look like he's 6'5", but he's got very, very long arms.
He is. I had a short chat with him, and he is 6'5" legit.
Right. Lionel Tegoju. As now Abarcar will try to slow things down for the Maroons. 4 and 22. UP up by 2. Make that up by 5. After that triple has been converted.
That looked very nice, Noel. An extra pass from Abarcar.
That was to Espanola. So John Espanola ringing it from beyond the arc. 11-6 now for the Maroons. And that will be a foul called on Tekoju on the reach-in. That's his second foul.
He has no choice. Tekoju trying to show some semblance of resistance against this much bigger guys of Wangs.
Well, here's the guy you're talking about, Jet Rivas, another guy who's about 6'5". Seeing his first action, and here's the guy I'm talking about. Here's your 6'7" project.
Only half the size of Jet Rivas in terms of width.
That's right, though. That's seeing his first action of the game. That is player number 8 for UP, Darwish Bederi. 6'7". Let's see what he can do on the floor. Munsayak on the fake. Munsayak lets it fly, almost gets it to go. And UP now with a bunch of trees, young trees in the lineup. That one is left. Outside shot is missed. Espanola will save it to the wrong guy. Montemayor almost had it picked, and it is recovered once again by UP.
Have to be careful with those outlet passes. This is a pesky UP team, you know?
Right. Romero providing the pick. Romero will recover now. Ragasa was there. Still nothing doing on offense. Abarcar missing from the outside. Munsayak tracks it down. Munsayak trying to use his speed. John Ragasa, we all know that he has this in his arsenal. He will miss. And Munsayak will reset now for Marikina Wangs. Approaching 3 minutes, yeah.
Something that UP can do without, no? These offensive rebounds. Good thing for them, good thing for UP. Very short is the 14-footer of Montemayor.
We have under 3 minutes remaining here in this first period. Coquilla going out to Romero. Abarcar goes inside, turn around, it's not there. And Munsayak had the presence of mind to put it off of Bederi's shoulder. So with 2:39 remaining here in our first quarter, we have a timeout. 11 for the Maroons, 6 for the Deliverers. We'll be right back. The Filsports Basketball Association continues from the Malolos Sports and Convention Center in Bulacan, 11-6 in favor of the Quezon City UP Diliman Fighting Maroons.
Well, let me correct myself real quickly. Now, I was trying to say that Marikina was shooting badly, that UP was shooting badly. It's the other way around. Marikina is only 1 field goal out of 13 attempts. Make that 14 after that John Montemayor layup. Misses that. UP is shooting a very high percentage, 4 of 9 field goals.
Now 4 of 10 after that miss by the newly inserted Jason Ligad. And there's your second field goal.
Yes.
Montemayor is the only starter remaining on the floor now.
Ooh,
and away from the ball.
Rivas just decks one of the young boys of UP Quezon City.
So that'll be team foul number 4.
Charles Yap was the one given the big elbow from Jet Rivas. No? So ball will stay with the UP.
Yep, trying to provide the pick right now. Espanola to the side, another shot. This is missed once again. Coming from Ligad. Espanola will walk.
Well, even if that happens, well, I'm loving this ball movement of UP. No? Maganda ng ikot ng bola nila, hitting open guys. getting their shots. They have open looks to the basket, making their shots as against the offense of Wangs. That mukhang magulo
Yeah,
itong
they-
opensa ng Wangs. No? Only 8 points as against the 11 points of the younger UP squad.
That's why you have two playmakers already in for Marikina Wangs with John Ragasa and Munsayak. Ragasa heard the whistle, hurled it up, almost got it to go, and he will visit the free throw line. The foul will go against Jason Ligad.
And half of their points are from the free throw line. And again, more free throws coming for Ragasa.
But Ragasa actually
And,
went 2 for 2 earlier from the free
Yes.
throw line. Still looking for his first field goal actually as Ragasa connects, and the followers here of the Marikina Wangs.
It's actually,
Ball club.
it's actually a very nice stroke from Ragasa. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, he is a shooter. He is definitely a shooter. Thing is, there is no play set up for him, so he really has to shoot when he's only open. Unlike here at UP, they make a good press break play, but cannot get the layup. However, three-pointer is missed by Kokia. Monsayak. Monsayak! Boy, reminds me of Mon Retaga the way he just went up that time
Good comparison.
for that running shot. And he will get to the free throw line. You know, you love these undersized point guards. The way they just blister their way through the defense. Here's the guy you're talking about, Leo Frias, seeing his
Yes.
first action.
Very young boy, Leo Frias. But Munsayak, we're talking about these guys who are like 5'6", 5'7". These floaters that they put up, no, they have to perfect that. And that's what he did, that he got fouled. First free throw went in for Munsayak.
That's Francis Munsayak, of course, coming off the bench in this one. Ties it up at 11 with 55 seconds remaining in the first period. Looks up at the score and says, you know, I could give them the lead.
Yes. Well, for Wangs, Noel, all they have to do, very early on, we see the advantage in size, and there are more veterans there. They just have to settle down against this gritty UP team.
And again, the UP system,
nice.
very good at the press break, very good at the press defense. But their half-court game, without a legit big right there, seems to suffer. Frias, of course, trying to be the legit big. Pick and roll coming late, read well there by Wangs. Ragasa hands it over to Munsayak, and Munsayak will scoot in for the layup.
And this is what we were talking about. They're starting to settle down. Medyo gigil. Let's use that word. In the beginning was Marikina Wangs, no? Oh, wide open.
Nobody found Kokia on defense. Pablo Lucas looking over at his bench. Shoot, you guys see that?
What happened there? Yeah.
That's not supposed to happen again. The lead is 1 point for Marikina Wangs.
It's a lack of communication. The side on defense was the side of their bench, so there should be some guys shouting from the bench.
Time will expire as Leo Frias gets the miss from Francis Munsayak. So at the end of the first 10 minutes of action, it is 14 for Marikina Wangs and 13 for the Maroons. We will be right back.